Heyo everybody, Haku here with this video to discuss the spring 2018 anime season. I did it for the season before this. I don't really remember if I did it for the season before that or not. But basically, what this is going to be about is I'm going to go through all the anime that's airing. You can see here that I have the page up, and I'm going to scroll up and down with that. Going to be using live chart because a lot of people said after the last video to use that instead because I can put colors over certain shows to tell you whether I'm going to be watching them or not or whatever, or however I feel about them. So there's that. So I'm going to be using this. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit the recording screen as well as my anime list did for whatever reason. So I just threw this little cow print across the bottom that I had used for a thumbnail a while back. So yeah, I guess is cow print the new Haku aesthetic? I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about these, which ones I'm going to be watching or reviewing or whatnot. And what this video is good for, especially since we still have a couple weeks left, you have a chance to comment down there and tell me, you know, if I'm saying that I'm going to watch something and you're like, nah, I've seen the manga or the light novel and it's not very good, you might want to rethink whether or not you want to watch that. Then you can help me know what to avoid, or if there's something that you really want me to watch that I don't have up here, just tell me and I'll check it out. So these are just my general basic thoughts though, and I'm going to start from the bottom, from the and this is sorted by air dates. I'm going to start from the bottom, from the furthest away from airing, going toward the closest to airing, because that works best because it puts the ones at the bottom that are continuing on from last season. Yeah, anything else I was thinking here? Oh yeah, I gotta explain what the colors mean, of course. So I wanted to keep myself to watching 15 shows this season and maybe reviewing 2 or 3. So far I've got 2 I want to review for sure, and I'm open to suggestions for a 3rd one maybe, and I couldn't keep myself to just 15. I have 17 that I want to watch. So I don't know if I'll end up dropping any of them. Last season I planned to watch 19, I only dropped 1. So we'll see how things go. Without further ado though, the colors, red, are going to be shows that I might watch at some point eventually, but I either don't plan on watching them at all or I don't plan on watching them anytime soon. That's what red's going to be. Yellow are going to be shows that I'm not going to watch week to week, but I really do want to check out eventually, whether I wait and marathon them once the season's over, or whether there are things where it's the 2nd season of something and I have to go back and watch the 1st season first. That's what yellow means. Green are going to be the 2 shows that I've decided to review so far, and the blue ones are going to be shows that I have decided I'll try to watch week to week. Who knows if I'll drop them or if I'll say, you know, I'll just wait till they finish airing and then marathon them, but they're the ones that I'm going to start watching at least week to week. So let's go ahead and start. These videos are usually kind of long because it's mostly just discussion, trying to inform you and stuff. So let's go through and discuss the shows first, and then I can actually hide all the ones marked red, and once I've hidden all the ones marked red, I can then go back and show you again which ones I'm watching, so you'll get a second look at them. So starting with stuff that's just continuing on from last season, you got Card Fight Vanguard. I haven't watched the previous ones, and that's the same with Yomushi Pedal and To Be Hero. I might check them out eventually. So as I was saying, Card Fight Vanguard, Yomushi Pedal, To Be Hero, they're all shows that I haven't seen the first seasons or previous seasons or iterations of. I might watch any of them eventually, but I gotta watch the first one first, and I don't plan on doing it anytime soon, so they're all marked red. Toji no Miko, though, I'm continuing to watch it from winter, and Toji no Miko is great. I absolutely love it. It wasn't at all what I expected, but turns out wasn't all what I expected in a good way. I really like Toji no Miko. Same with Finon. I haven't watched the first season of it. It is kind of popular though, so not going to be watching the second. Nanatsu no Taizai, I loved the first season, but I haven't been watching this, so it's on yellow. I'm going to check it out eventually, but I'm not watching it week to week. Kuroneko Monroe, and of course I'm not going to read all the descriptions for all of them, just certain ones. Kuroneko Monroe, yeah, it's probably just going to be like a small short form thing, like it says in the corner. So yeah, I guess, I don't know, I'm not that interested in it, so. Did know Heitori no Shita, The Outcast 2. I looked up the first one because I saw this airing. The first one looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna check it out eventually, just not weekly or anything. Darling in the Franxx is the one show I dropped for winter season because, man, I could not make it through Darling in the Franxx. It was rough. Haku Hoshin Engi, again, one of those things where I might watch it one day, but I'm not planning to anytime soon. Grand Crest Senki actually looks kind of cool, even though I haven't been watching it weekly, so I might catch up and watch it or just marathon it when it's over or something. Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card Hen. Cardcaptor Sakura is my childhood. It's one of the first anime I ever saw, what kind of got me into anime. But I haven't watched it since I was a kid, so I kind of want to go back and rewatch it before I watch this so that I really know what's going on, which is why I haven't been watching it. Beatless, I'm continuing from last season. Beatless is alright. There are things I like about it, things I dislike. Generally, it's okay. It's one of those where I'm not totally on board with the main character. The setting is cool, the story itself is pretty good, but I'm just not into the main characters very much. Same thing here with Basilisk. I just haven't watched the previous Basilisk series, and I'd like to watch it first. Doreiku the animation, the first one we're getting to that we're gonna watch, and all of these I forgot to say whether I decided to watch them or not. I studied up on them so that I would know whether I could recommend anything to you or anything, and I watched all of the PVs for them that were available in my country. So Doreiku the animation is the one about, okay, so apparently, well, you know, instead of me explaining it, I could just read the bio here. What if you could enslave anyone you ever wanted? Well, this comes close. The SCM lets you enslave anyone who's also wearing an SCM, at a price. One must win over the other at anything in order for the other to become their slave. And I read that description, and I was like, I'm not much into the BDSM stuff, but it's going to be one hell of a sexy anime. And then I watched the PV, and I'm like, okay, this is far more kakegurui, scary facial expressions than it is sexy. But still, I'm very, very intrigued now. It actually kind of, I guess, reminded me a bit of kakegurui, except the animation was, it wasn't bad. I think it was maybe a little above average. I'm trying to think of another show I could compare it to, but I can't really. Animation was okay, though. Full Metal Panic, same deal. I haven't watched the previous seasons or anything of it, so I'm not going to watch that until I watch them. Same with Yokai Watch. Don't know if I'll ever watch it anyway. Wotaku ni Koi wa Muzukashi. It's a gaming crazed otaku and a fujoshi romantic comedy, and I don't know, maybe I'm not in the mood for that much romance this season, because there are a lot of romance series, and I don't know, it seems kind of like a generic kind of romance, so I'm gonna take a hard pass on that. Next up, Hisone Tomasa-tan. I guess I can at least read the bios for the ones that I've decided to watch, but this one, straightforward and innocent. Amakas. Hisone is a rookie self-defense official. She was struggling with the fact that she sometimes hurts people unintentionally by her innocent words, and decided to join air self-defense. Hoping to maintain a certain distance from people, this decision led to her fateful encounter, which profoundly changes her life. It was the dragon hidden in the base, and it chose Hisome as its pilot. When it soared into the sky with Hisone, her fate as a dragon pilot was decided. It was said that dragons have a key to the future of the world. It looks really, really cool. I love the way that the animation style is. Just the art style looks really, really good. It reminds me a little of Little Witch Academia. It reminds me a little of Shoujo Shimatsu Ryoko. That sort of more cartoony style in a little bit of a way, but really, really detailed as well. So I'm really interested in the way it's going to go, so I'm going to watch it. Butler is Chitose Momose, whatever. It almost kind of looks like a, I don't want to say a knockoff, but like a Black Butler Light. Black Butler knockoff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not really that interested in it. It didn't look all that great to me. Again, though, if that's what you're into, nothing wrong with that. Steins Gate Zero. I haven't watched the original Steins Gate, and I know a lot of people, like a lot of friends I've had in the past, have really gotten on to me for that, telling me I really, really need to watch Steins Gate. But I haven't, so I'm not going to watch this at least week to week, but I got to watch it eventually. Last period, Owarinaki Rasen no Monogatari. Let's read what this one's all about. The story takes place in a world where fantastic beasts called spirals are born from isolation. Oh god, that skipped forward a lot. Those who can defeat the beasts are called periods. Haru is an apprentice period who belongs to the Arc End 8th branch. However, after a mysterious theft incident, there's an economic collapse, and the Arc End headquarters abandons the 8th division, leaving only 3 periods left. Haru and the other 2 periods start their work to rebuild the 8th division. Now, this one, I was like, okay, that seems like kind of a cool description. Then I watched the PV. The PV for this was like really high energy, really fun. The art style was bright and vibrant, and the animation looked pretty good. So I'm excited. Oh, it's by JC Staff too, and they usually do really good work. So yeah, I'm excited for Last Period. It looks really, really good. Would I consider it as maybe the third one to review? I don't know, maybe. We could look into that. I don't even know if I will review a third one, but it's whatever. Rokuhoro Yotsuiro Biori. It's about 4 men who run a Japanese tea shop, and I'm just not that into the setting. So, again, if it's your thing, it's your thing. Just not that into the setting. High School DxD Hero. I haven't watched the previous High School DxD, and I need to do that at some point. Lady Spo, which is short for Lady Sports, I believe. Science fiction about various pro sports bounty hunters. It looked kind of funny, but there weren't any PVs available that I saw. And, it's short form, I can see from scrolling over it here. But yeah, I don't know. I was interested enough to say, I'll watch it eventually, but not interested enough to say that I'll try to watch it week to week. And the same goes for Fumikiri Jikan, because it seems like the kind of normal short form thing that I watch pretty often, kind of. But I don't know. It looked alright, just not enough for me to commit. Soten no Ken Regenesis. I need to watch the previous Fist of the North Star stuff, so until I do, I can't really watch this one. So yeah, of course I know a lot about it, being someone who knows a lot about anime, or being a fan who has been involved with anime. There are certain series that you hear a lot about, but it's one of the older ones that I've just never got around to checking out, and I'd like to watch the older ones before I watch it. Golden Kamui. The only thing I remember from the PV for Golden Kamui is the voice at the end just yelling, Golden Kamui! So, that was enough to sell me. That and the animation looks really good, actually. Oh, it's by Genesis Studios, too. That's the Genesis Studios. They're the ones that did Kokoku, right? Because Kokoku, they did a, and I love this story behind Kokoku too, so sorry if I get off on a tangent here. But the studio, Geno Studios or whatever, the first anime they ever did was a movie about a year ago, I think. Maybe it was sometime in 2016. Kokoku was the first actual TV anime they've done, and it's really, really good. And Golden Kamui, I guess this means it's going to be their second. So I'm very interested. The description: in Hokkaido and the far northern lands of Japan, Sugimoto survived the Russo-Japanese War of the Meiji era. Nicknamed the Invincible Sugimoto during the war, he now seeks the riches promised by the gold rush in hopes of saving the widowed wife of his now deceased comrade from the war. During his hunt for gold, he finds hints of a hidden stash of gold by corrupted criminals. Partnering with an Ainu girl that saves his life from the harsh climates of the north, they venture into a survival adventure and a race against the criminals that seek the hidden stash. Sounds great. This is definitely one of the ones I'm most excited for, and definitely going to be one of the ones I consider for reviewing as the third show to review. I don't know what the original title is, because I think the original title is actually in Chinese, but it has here Jiken Hin Kazoku Creature's Family Days, and I can already tell you what it's about. It's about this mad scientist couple who experimented on all 5 of their kids, and they basically, I think they get arrested for conducting their illegal, yeah, it says right there, for conducting illegal studies. I was going to say experiments. So they get arrested, so now the 5 kids that have been genetically altered have to live on their own, and it looks freaking amazing. The trailer is so good. The PV is so good. I am beyond hyped for, I guess I'll just call it Creature's Family Days. This is High Earth Defense Club Love, right? This Binan Coco... If it's High Earth Defense Team Love Club, whatever. I watched part of... I think this is actually going to be the 3rd season. I watched most of the 1st season, I think. It's basically like a very yaoi-esque... it's a lot of male fan service, magical boy show. But I thought it was really funny. I watched part of the 1st season, but I would need to catch up, finish the 1st season, or rewatch it, and then watch the 2nd before watching this. If, in fact, this is the 3rd season, which I think it is. Shokugeki no Soma, kind of the same. I haven't watched it. I know it's super popular, and everyone says it's really good. I've never thought it was really my thing, but you know what? I'll check it out eventually. That's why I got a yellow. Piano no Mori, from the picture and the description, I was like, you know, I might be really interested in this. Then I watched the PV, and the PV didn't really impress me much, so I was like, I don't really feel like watching it. Maybe someday, but not anytime soon. Caligula looks quite good. I was expecting it to look pretty average, and it looks a bit above average. We'll see how it actually comes out when the show starts, but it looks a bit above average. I can say that at least. But the story is, in the original game story, a virtual idol known as Mew performs... That is a Mew, correct? I don't really know my Greek letters all that well. Mew performs user-inputted songs and gains self-awareness through exposure to users' bitter feelings and dissatisfaction toward reality. Wanting to save humanity, which she believes is continuously suffering, she lures people to a virtual reality world called Mobius with her songs. She then imprisons them in Mobius, thinking they will be free from the suffering of reality, and that all their wishes will come true. The game follows the 9 members of the Going Home Club, a club that was formed because the characters want to escape from Mobius and go home. The game's title refers to the Caligula effect, which is the pattern of behavior where one wants to see or do something more if it's denied to them. So, yeah, very excited for that. Cutie Honey Universe, I had never heard before. Apparently it's a remake of some show from way back in the 60s or 70s, but the PV, watch the Cutie Honey Universe PV. I was so impressed. The art style is really cool, and it's just so like retro. All the designs and the music and everything, it just seems so retro, and I think that it's going to be one that I really like. May even consider reviewing, but I don't know. It looks really good. Kirato Pri-chan is part of the Precure series, right? I haven't watched any of those, but I want to at some point, so that's why I made it yellow. Latent Mystery Tanteisha, Katri no Nazutoki File. Okay, so I know it says it's a kids anime, but I watched the PV and it looks really cute, and I may or may not enjoy it. It's set in London and follows Catriel. She solves mysteries with her talking dog Cheryl. Look, I've never played any of the Professor Layton stuff, but I might watch it. I want to try it out just because it looks really cute. Wako Kami wa Shogakuse. This was originally one that I kind of switched the two. That was originally yellow, but I turned it to blue. This was originally blue, but I turned it to yellow. The trailer makes it look really good, but I don't like the designs very much, so I was kind of conflicted. And then today when I checked it out, I turned it from blue to yellow because it says romance, and if it's going to be about the main girl and the really terribly designed main boy with the jacked up teeth, no thanks. I'll take a hard pass. So I'll check it out eventually probably, but it looks like it could be really hit or miss. Looks like it could either be amazing or terrible. And Madhouse is one of the people working on it. That makes sense because the animation looked really good, but either way. That's a short form probably? No? It doesn't come up when I scroll over it, but Kunaku no Chi Bonpura Dai Yoko, don't really know much of anything about it, but it looks kind of like a kids anime probably, but I don't know. So I just went ahead and said no. Hozoku no Reitetsu, I haven't watched the first part of the second season. I haven't even watched the first season, and I don't really plan to anytime soon, so I went ahead and said red. Persona 5, the animation, I really, really want to watch, but I haven't actually finished Persona 5 yet, so I kind of want to finish the game before I do the anime. So that's why. That's why it's yellow. I'm not going to watch it week to week because I want to finish the game first. Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online could be hit or miss because Sword Art Online is terrible. But I want to give this a chance because it's not at all by the... It very much is a Sword Art Online alternative. It's not at all by the guy who wrote Sword Art Online. And the guy who wrote Gun Gale Online is actually pretty... man, I forgot to do my research before doing all this. I did it like weeks ago, and I had meant to go and look it back up. But the guy who wrote it actually wrote something else that I really, really like. So I really want to give this a chance and think, you know, Sword Art Online is terrible, but maybe Gun Gale Online is good. I'm going to give it a chance. Try to watch it week to week. Devil's Line, it looks very Twilight-esque, I'll give it that. It's your general vampire edgy comedy, or not comedy, vampire edgy romance. So yeah, no thanks. A bit too Twilight-ish for my tastes. Amanchu Advance, haven't watched the previous season, so I would need to before I watch this. Major Second, not totally into sports anime, just me personally. Now, the two that I know for sure I'm going to review already, Boku no Hero Academia Season 3. I don't really think, since it's the third season, I need to give the description. But Boku no Hero Academia is amazing. If you haven't read or watched, you really, really should read or watch. And I'm going to be reviewing the third season because I really, really like it. Absolutely love the series. I thought about doing reactions to it because, I'm not going to lie to you, reactions would get just probably 10 times the views that reviews would. But I kind of like sitting down and watching alone and taking my notes on stuff for the reviews. So I kind of just like doing the reviews more. That, and I've already read the manga, so I don't want to slip and spoil anything for anime-only watchers. And my reactions, I suppose, wouldn't be great because I know from watching reactions from people that have read the manga of something in the past, some are great, but most of the time they're just like, oh yeah, I already know what's happening from the manga. So I'm going to just stick with reviews. I don't, unless people really want to see reactions, and I don't see that happening, but if people really do, I'm open to the idea. But yeah, Boku no Hero Academia Season 3, and also Mahou Shoujo Site. It's basically bullied girl suffering magukas, basically. It is, once again, a dark magical girl show like so many others. That is the basis of what we have going down for this. So yeah, I'm going to review it because Magical Girl Raising Project was probably the most popular thing I ever did with the channel, and it was the thing that I had the most fun reading, and Magical Girl Raising Project light novel read-throughs are coming back in like a week or two, is when I'm going to start bringing them back either every week or every other week, but they're coming back like less than a month from now. So it's one of the things I have the most fun talking about, the most fun reading, and this is similar to that. And similar to Madoka Magica, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. So, Mahou Shoujo Site being similar to those two, being a dark magical girl show, I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm going to review it, and we'll see if it lives up to those other two. If it doesn't, oh well. It's by Production DOA. Can't say I've ever heard of them, or that I'm familiar off the top of my head with them. But the trailers look kind of brutal. The PV, they look kind of brutal, to be honest. So, I don't know, it might even be too brutal for me. We have Nobunaga no Shinobu, another season of that. I haven't watched any of the previous seasons, so that's that. Wixauce, I don't know how many seasons there are or what order to watch them in, but I always see a bunch of people that like a lot of the same things I like. A bunch of the people that I follow, I see them talking about Wixos a lot, so I really want to try it out because it looks good, but I would have a lot of seasons to watch before I made it to this. Good as any, same thing, not really into sports. Anime, I checked it out, doesn't really look like something I'm that into. Akun to Kanajo looks like a cheesy anime romance, and if you're into cheesy anime romance, go for that, but ooh, too cheesy looking for me, I'm sorry. Hinamatsuri. One night a strange object falls on the head of Nita, member of the Yakuza. Inside the box is a strange girl named Hina. What a generic name. Hina. She has tremendous supernatural powers, and Nita finds himself reluctantly taking her in. Her powers can come in handy for his Yakuza business, but he also runs the risk of her using them on him. Not to mention, if she doesn't use her powers, she'll eventually go berserk. And destroy everything around her. Nita and Hina's strange life together is just beginning. This looks really cool. I like the trailer. I mean, it could be hit or miss, but I think it looks really good, so I'm gonna watch it week to week, or at least start trying to. Inazuma 11, haven't watched previous seasons. Though it's a sports anime, I've heard good things about it, though, so maybe I'll watch it one day. Usagi no Matthew, I'm just gonna go like that. Usagi no Matthew, just a small, everyday comedy kind of deal. It looks like it's probably gonna be just a short form, whatever. I don't know. I thought about it because that image looks pretty cute, but I decided, nah, I'm just not. Comic Girls looks alright. Not good enough for me to say with all these other shows that I want to watch it weekly, but good enough that I'm like, I'll get to it eventually. Megalobox didn't look like my kind of thing. I mean, it looks pretty good, and I think a lot of people will probably be into it. Didn't really look like my kind of thing. Seredo Sumibito wa Ryuta Odoro, Dances with the Dragons. The series takes place in an alternate world, staged mostly in the city of Eridana, whose territory is, sorry, there's glare on my screen, whose territory is half in the Sebadoon Dragon Empire and half in the Lapitodes Seven Cities Alliance. Each half is separated by the Oriental River. In this world, special abilities called spell formulas exist, Jushiki, which are essentially chemical reactions augmented through special weapons that cause magical spell-like effect. A magical spell-like effect. Yeah, magic staff, special weapons, all this stuff, two dragon hunters or something like that. Either way, I think it sounds really good. I'm gonna check it out and watch it. Hopefully it's really good. But it might be one that I end up dropping if it isn't, but it looks good enough to try to watch week to week. Tadakun wa Koi wo Shinai, is that the one? Yeah, another romance. Boy and a foreign exchange student. No thank you. I don't know, I'm just not into all of these romances this season. Aikatsu Friends, I haven't watched Aikatsu or Aikatsu Stars, so I would have to watch those first. Jushinki Pandora is another one, kind of like Dances with the Dragons, where I might drop it if it's not all that great, but I might drop it if it's not all that great, but I'm going to try to watch it week to week. It looks pretty good. The PVs were alright. It's a mecha series, and the animation, there's just a lot of 3D animation used these days. I don't know if it's going to be bad or if it's going to be good, but I'm going to give it a chance at least. Alice or Alice, not really giving it a chance, at least not right now. Again, it's just a siscon romance pretty much. I haven't watched the first 2 seasons of that, so no thanks. 3D Kanojo Real Girl, yet another, lots of romance this season. Another one I'm passing on. Lupin the Third, haven't watched any Lupin the Third, so yeah. I'm going to have to watch the others eventually before this, so I'm a long way from getting to this. Tachibana-kan Triangle. Not Triangle. Tachibana-kan Triangle. Unless, that says Tulai in English, so maybe it is Tulai Angle. I thought it was Tachibana-kan Triangle, though. Either way, it is a Yuri. It is a Yuri series. And what have I said before? Your boy loves Yuri. Your boy loves girl-on-girl romance. I don't know. I guess Yuri Kuma Rash made me that way because I'm like the opposite of a Fujoshi. But no, I really like it because I feel like a lot of the time with the normal straight romance in anime, for every one I like, there's probably 10 I watch that I dislike. Because it ends up being so cheesy and kind of a self-insert fantasy kind of deal where they have this guy who's a loser in every way, and look, I'm not judging, I'm a loser. But he's a loser in every way, and this girl with few discernible flaws that aren't very vapid falls in love with him somehow, and it's just a self-insert fantasy. And I don't know, I'm not into that. There's no real good story there usually. So, I don't know. Whereas of the Yuri romances I've seen, most of them have been really unique and quite good. So, yeah. That's the way I am with that. So, yeah. Gonna be watching, 'cause Yuri. I'm not gonna lie. Girl on girl. Yes, please. Girl on girl love, that is. Doesn't need to be lewd. Tokyo Ghoul Re. I watched the first season. I didn't get all the way through Route A, and I know Route A is sort of like what it would have been like if it went this other direction, and Tokyo Ghoul Re, I believe, is going to be following the first season from where the manga actually took things. But I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm in the mood to watch it week to week. And I still need to go back and watch Route A. I want to watch Route A first. Ginga Eiyu Densetsu. I originally had this one blue but turned it yellow because I had so many other things blue. So I was like, I don't want to watch it week to week. I can just marathon it when it's over or something. Gundam Build Divers. I need to... I think this is second season for Gundam Build, right? Or Gundam Build something. So, either way, I haven't watched too many Gundams since I've been an adult, but I think I would need to do some brushing up on my Gundam before jumping into that. Just from that image, I don't want to watch it. Captain Tsubasa 2018. I didn't watch the original, and again, sports anime. Not really my thing. It's cool if it's yours, though. Uchu Senkan Tiramisu. It is... it's another one that was blue that I turned yellow because I was watching so many others. So I think I'll maybe marathon it once it's done, but I'm not going to watch it weekly. Mao Shoujo Ore is the same way. It looks kind of cool, it looks kind of funny, but I didn't really feel like watching it week to week. I didn't feel like it looked that good. Kakurio no Yaramesh is... this one about this girl having to choose between a bunch of supernatural guys, kind of your reverse harem kind of deal. Not really anything I'm interested in. Sorry. Even though I have watched stuff like that in the past. Not really what I'm interested in. Especially when there are so many other great shows this season that are coming out. Amae wa Mara Gunma wo Shiranai is about comedy manga. Oh yeah, school comedy. I don't know. It didn't look good enough for me to want to watch. So, sorry. Puzzle and Dragon, isn't there... It's a kids anime, but I think there's other Puzzle and Dragon series I would need to watch first. So, no thanks for now. Same with Beyblade. That, I don't really want to watch Beyblade anime, sorry. Uma Musume Pretty Derby is another one. This could be a contender for a third thing I review. Horse Girls. Yes, please. Horse Girls. Yeah, that's as far as I need to go. Horse Girls, yes please. And it looked really good. The PV looked really good. Amae Chobatsu, it's a creepy looking ecchi romance. No thanks. I got enough creepy looking ecchi romance a couple seasons ago from, what was the one? The Beast in the Skirt? Ketemono no Skirt? Aka something. That one. Nil Admirari no Tenbin. This actually looks kind of good. But it's a romance. Oh yeah, and a girl resolves to marry a man. That description is why I decided not to watch it. And it's based on an Otome game. Okay. Gegege no Kitaro, I think, is actually a remake of something from like the 70s or 80s or something, but the designs look cool. I thought that the PV was pretty cool, so I'm going to check it out. Might drop it if it's not my cup of tea, but I think it looks good enough to try to watch week to week. And Duel Masters, same thing as all those others. Don't really... was I ever really into Duel Masters? I guess I was when I was a kid, but that was a long, long time ago. So, yeah, no thanks on that one. Let's hide the ones that I am skipping, though, however. There we go. So that we can just run through these really quick again, and I can, when we run through these really quick again, let me get a sip of water. I can just talk about the ones we're watching really quick. Alright, so before I end this, recap of what we're watching here. Continuing to watch Toji no Miko and Beatless. Gonna be picking up Doreiku the animation, Hisone to Masotan, Last Period, Owari Naki Urasen no Monogatari, Golden Kamui, Jiken Hin Kazoku, Creatures Family Days, which looks amazing, might review it, don't know. Caligula, Cutie Honey Universe also looks really good. Latent Mystery, Tanteisha, Katsuri no Nazutoki File, Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Gale Online, we'll see how that goes. Gonna be reviewing for sure Mahou Shoujo Side and Boku no Hero Academia's 3rd season. Gonna watch Hinamatsuri, Dances with the Dragons, I'll just call that instead of going through that long title. Tachibana-kan Tulai Angle, I guess, maybe. Jushiki Pandora. Gonna also be watching Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Might review that. That could be the 3rd one I review. It looks quite good, actually. And Horse Girls. Yes. Gegege no Kitaro. Also gonna be watching. Looks pretty cool. So, yeah, that's what we got here. And like I said before, if you have any that you want to recommend me to watch, or any that, I don't know, you want to recommend me to review, I guess that works too, then just tell me in the comments. Or any of these that you're like, oh, you are mistaken about how cool it looks terrible, don't watch it, watch this instead. That's okay too. So, yeah, any suggestions or anything like that that you have for me would be super helpful and appreciated. So I just can't stop looking while I'm finishing up this recording. I keep looking at that picture from Mahou Shoujo Ore. But yeah, either way, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your input already if you're planning on inputting stuff. But if not, thank you for watching and sticking through this so that you would be up to date. Oh, and I totally forgot all throughout the video, this probably would have been good to say at the beginning, but even if I'm not reviewing it weekly, if I'm watching it weekly, we can still have sections of it in the Haku&A, which could end up being like 5-10 minute discussions of it every week, or every 2 weeks, whenever I do Haku&As. So there is that too. But that's it. Thank you once again for watching. I really seriously do appreciate it. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to, yeah, tell me what you'd want me to watch. Or I kind of already went over all the comment stuff. Subscribe if you want to for anything I'm talking about here and more. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk with me or more of us there, then just ask and I can give you a link to the Discord server. So that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.